Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my Christian video diary series. My name is Eva Britton, and I am a college student in the performing arts, and this is my little series of vlogs where we talk about deep spiritual things that I'm figuring out in college, while also trying to pursue a career in the performing arts. Sunday, so I just finished streaming my church and having my coffee and just being cozy and stuff. I'm planning on just having a productive day in today. So what that entails is I'm going to get a bunch of homework done if I can. I need to do laundry and I need to finish my book. I'm not a reader, but I want to be, and I really like mysteries. So I'm currently working on the Three Pines mystery series by Louise Penny. I have one chapter left of the second book. I've been savoring it. And I have to edit some videos because I'm behind on posting for this series. So why don't you come along with me and we can have a productive day in together. Welcome to my bedroom floor. Okay, so I'm just gonna be organizing my laundry first because for those of you who are in college or just an apartment in general, you kind of know the gist of you have to wait for the dryers and washers to be available. And I'm just gonna get as many loads in as I can right now. And then while I'm waiting for the cycles to be done, I'm gonna work on editing the next vlog for you guys. Laundry. It's been a really fun week. For those of you who didn't already know, I am majoring in theater education. I am at the point in the spring semester where I am supposed to be getting hours in for clinical or like for field experience, meaning that it's part of my major to go out to a school in the area and to find a mentor teacher in my subject and my grade level that I'm hoping to teach, and just observe because I'm early on enough in my program that I don't have to actually be student teaching yet. I don't know why I'm folding this is dirty. So I am lucky enough to have gotten to go visit my first choice school in the area, which is a school I'm familiar with, but I didn't go there myself. And mentor teacher is super sweet, love her. And it's been really cool to kind of be in that environment again. Because I only went to a public high school for 2 years and then I switched to homeschooling just for my own pacing and that kind of thing. And because it is a public school, I know there's a whole thing about separation of church and state and that kind of thing. I know for me, I'm very much the rule follower type. I'm also a Christian, and when I was kind of put on the spot, and she was just asking like joking questions for me to answer in front of her class so that they could get to know me. She jokingly asked like, okay, so what's your favorite color and what's your biggest insecurity? And then she was like, you don't actually have to answer the second one. But I did because I don't, yeah. And so what I said in front of the high school class was, hi, I'm Eva, my favorite color, easy, lavender, and my biggest insecurity, I would say, is my height because it affects casting, which they can relate to because it's a theater classroom. And then I said, but I've come to terms with that because I know that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made by God and he made me this way for a reason. And then as I said it, I had this moment of fear of like, oh no, is my mentor teacher gonna like mark me down for talking about God in a public school? Because I remember in elementary school, around Christmas time, in first grade, mind you, they were playing Christmas music and they were taking requests, like at our Christmas party before winter break. And I asked my teacher to play Away in a Manger because that was my favorite song for Christmas. And she told me, a 7-year-old girl, that she was not allowed to because they talk about Jesus and you're not allowed to talk about like your religion in schools. Flash forward to 2nd grade and they had a Jewish girl in our class bring in dreidels and explain the story of Hanukkah and how it's significant in Judaism to our class, and we all had to participate in that. And I remember thinking, wait, like I enjoy learning about this, but why was I not allowed to talk about Christianity as a young girl in my class? Like I didn't even want to talk about it. I just wanted to play that music in the background because that is what Christmas is about. Christmas. Christ. I had like that flash of fear of, oh my gosh, Did I just like violate a rule by talking about my religious affiliation on my first day here? And then I realized, wait, even if I did, who do I fear more, God or these teachers? You know, like even if I got a slap on the wrist from the school, it doesn't matter because I'm not gonna praise God in private and then deny him publicly. You know, like we all saw what happened in the story with Peter when he denies Christ 3 times and how we get separated from God every time we deny him. And I wouldn't have necessarily been denying him, but at the same time, it would have been untruthful to talk about something I was insecure about in front of the class because high schoolers are very impressionable and a lot of teenagers that's when they're starting to figure things out, and that's when they're starting to figure out their own insecurities, and it's starting to come to the forefront that they're insecure about different things about themselves. And I feel like that would have been doing them a disservice to bring up something to make them insecure about themselves in the ways of their career choice. Like how for me, I'm not insecure about my height in real life, but I've been made to feel insecure about it in the theatrical setting because more often than not, it has hurt me in the audition room than it has helped me, and that's really bummed me out. And the only reason I've been able to overcome that and be really proud of my height is because I trust that God built me this way for a reason. And I remember when I was really, really struggling with frustration with casting and that kind of thing and being like, come on, like, why, like, God, why did you make me so tall? And yet all the roles that I feel like I'm meant to play are supposed to be like shorter than the guys, and all the guys I'm being paired with are shorter than me. I'm 5'8", 5'9", like somewhere between there for reference. And so in high school, it was really hard to find guys that were taller than me or even my same height. And I remember when I was like complaining about it to God, I heard his voice in my head say, has it ever occurred to you that I've designed you to be the perfect candidate for the opportunities you're actually meant to have? And that's ever since made me feel much more secure about where I stand with casting. That's made me feel much more confident with my height. And if that's the reason that I don't get cast in something, it's kind of like an I don't care, because even if you're like called back for a role and the reason you don't get it is something to do with your appearance, I'll take that as a win, because it doesn't mean you can't play the role. It means you can play the role, but just the vision for that specific production was something slightly different, but they acknowledge that, hey, you can still play this role someday. And so maybe just a different production, a different director, they'll be like, okay, yeah, you have the fundamentals to play this role and your look fits better with this cast dynamic. So nothing to be ashamed of if your height or your hair color or your skin color or anything else affects casting. Just keep at it. And don't be ashamed to talk about your religion. Like, I wasn't shoving my religion down the kids' throats. I was merely explaining to them how I was able to overcome something that I was made to feel insecure about because of the world and because of our profession of theater, through my relationship with Christ. Notice I'm only doing 2 loads of laundry right now, and that's because in college you have to pay for every wash, dry, load, etc. So I have sunk to just making a pile of like all the colorful clothes and then like all the neutral colored clothes. Perfect. Time to go put in this load. Slight change of plans. Now that I finally got a washer, the cycle is gonna take half an hour, and my friend Gabby is ushering for the glass menagerie at our school today, and she's picking up GCBC. She got to her call early, and she called me and wants me to bother her, and I'm never gonna turn down hanging out with friends and getting coffee. So I'm gonna go meet her down there with maybe a chai or something. I've got my chai, but now I've second-guessed myself and I decided that I do want a pastry after all in addition to my lunch, and I'm gonna pick one up for Gabby too. We both like the bear claws here, so I'm going back. The girl giving me my order saw me clocking the pastries and she's like, do you want anything else? And I'm like, no. But now I'm back. I changed my mind. video to upload and for my wash to be done, I'm going to finally finish that mystery book. So I'm gonna chill. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. See, I saw it looked like there's still like a whole chapter left. Then I go next and it's just acknowledgements. So I guess I'm done. Time to make some dinner. I'm gonna make myself some spaghetti because it's a warm and cozy type of night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go make some spaghetti right now. Full disclosure, I have never cooked spaghetti before. I've cooked a lot of pasta in my time. I am going to break all the Italian's hearts right now. Well, that sucked. Did I do this right? I have no idea what I'm doing. A normal amount of pasta. I legit have no idea. I wouldn't have broken it, but my pot isn't that big. So in order for it all to get cooked through, that's what I have to do. I see my roommate has a lot of great like Asian style noodle ingredients, and I know she's made it before and it smells really good. And that sounds kind of awesome right now. But she has like rice vinegar, soy sauce, and like some spice concoction she made, or the sriracha or something, and it smells so good. And I have snap peas, and I'm like so tempted to just like send her a message and be like, hi, can I like borrow some of these ingredients to experiment a little bit? Maybe I'll wait until a later time to like ask her how she actually makes it, because she's kind of a whiz in that sort of thing. Good night, Pam.